Hey everybody, Sky Skyder here. Just doing a quick video. A friend of mine, actually the friend I've had the longest, over 20 years. He's in another state. Hi Tyler. You may have seen him in my early videos commenting on things while I was playing. But he's gotten back into Magic, and I wanted to recommend some supplies for him so that way he doesn't have to go through, God, 10 hours of videos of the professor to find out basic stuff like deck boxes, sleeves, stuff like that. So this is just going to be a quick video on the stuff I use. Help him out. Maybe it'll help some other people out. Hope you guys find this useful. So here's my basic supplies I run with. I'll go through each of these one at a time, and we'll go from there. So I don't do a lot of trading anymore. I buy pretty much all my cards single. But this is the trade binder I use. It's the Z-Folio LX. I don't remember the brand, but really nice binder. It's pleather on the outside. Opens with a zipper. I'm resisting the urge to grab it with a foot so I can unzip it easier. But it's the 4-card row pages. I keep all my cards in sleeves so they don't slide out very easily. You can see my one little relic token I'm trying to find a home for. I love these things for tokens, by the way. Still have the plastic coating on it to help it stick in here. But these are the ones with the dials at the bottom. These work great as life counters, by the way. But yeah, if your deck makes a ton of tokens, these come in random packs, but a lot of shops sell singles of them. But yeah, as long as you respect the pages of a binder and you don't overstuff them, your binder will last a really long time. But yeah, mine's a collection of basically mostly Commander stuff and stuff for Pauper. More Pauper stuff toward the back. Yes, even a Homelands card. There are actually like 4 cards in Homelands that are actually playable nowadays. Never thought I would see that. So next up, this is where I store my Pauper decks. When I play Pauper, I don't like to carry a lot with me. So these are just the decks themselves, really. This is my main deck. This is one of the Ultra Pro Satin deck boxes. And again, this is a little hard to open one-handed. So it comes apart in 3 pieces. The bottom you can store dice in. I only have this little dice bag so this thing doesn't rattle everywhere. These are the Ultra Pro, I think they're called Gravity dice, I'm not sure. But they're, I believe, titanium or aluminum. Really high-end dice. I really like these. But my deck doesn't really need more than a single die, and it's nice having 2 just to be able to do a roll-off before a game. So that's what I keep in the bottom. Clicks in, really secure, don't have to worry about it dropping. As for sleeves for Pauper, I keep a couple dividers in here. One of the very old school life counters, I think this is around more than 20 years old. I don't know exactly how old, but it always pays to have a spare life counter available. You never know when you're going to need it. Extra sleeves in the back, sideboard, and then my deck and the 2 tokens that my deck uses. So again, this is my main deck. I get my tokens from RK Post's website. I think it's rkpost.net. He's a magic artist, does these really cool tokens that you can get, all kinds of silly stuff. If you guys don't know, the clue token is a Plumbus from Rick and Morty. Everybody needs a Plumbus. And then for my deck, I use Ultra Pro Eclipse sleeves. I'm real partial to the purple ones, obviously. As you noticed, all my stuff for this deck matches. But these are by far the best sleeves on the market. The only drawback is what they do to foils. They kind of dull your foil shine. But I mean, if you're running a deck without foils, these are definitely the sleeves to use. They're super durable. They have great shuffle feel. Honestly, I can't think of anything better. So aside from that, I don't know if these deck boxes are available anymore. I haven't seen them in years. These have magnetic closure, real secure magnet, so it's not going to flip open on you. And then on the inside, you've got room for 2 decks, a little room over here for dice. So this is another one of my decks. This is my soldier deck, you guys are all familiar with. It's also in Purple Eclipse. I run it without foils as well. And then my tokens are in art sleeves, some Walking Dead ones for this deck. But again, RK Post custom tokens. Mainly so I can get like Lich King spirits. I've got awakening tokens for when my enchantments become creatures. Jon Snow Monarch, Bob Ross soldiers. More awakening tokens, and Phoenix Wright Clue. So that's pretty badass. My other deck in here is the Mono Green Stompy. Again, with the awesome Grumpy Cat. We'll always miss you, Grumpy Cat. These are also in Eclipse. I use green for this deck because it's mono green. I don't mind signaling what I'm playing. Again, just great sleeves. Can't recommend them enough. My sleeves for this deck are also, or my tokens for this deck are also in Eclipse, and they're just the regular tokens. Yeah, you can see these catch a little bit of glare in some lights, but honestly, they do have a good glare reduction coating on the front. And again, that's what makes them bad for foils. So that's what I run my Pauper in. Okay, so now for the big stuff. So this is my backpack I keep my Commander stuff in. As you can see, just like all my tattoos, I decorate every goddamn thing I own. So yeah, I'll go through stickers here because I've got some fun stickers. Can definitely agree with those 2 Magic stickers. Gotta love Deadpool Pinkie Pie. Fun stuff on the front. Another side. Back of it. The other side. This is my favorite ship in My Little Pony. That's my favorite pony, Octavia. So these deck holders, they're not the most secure. I only use this when it's in a backpack. It also gets really heavy, but magnetic closure again. This is put out by the same people that do the deck boxes you're about to see. Just to be completist, because you guys are probably aware I have OCD by now. These are the stickers on the inside. So this deck holder is really nice. You've got a little tray over here. I keep my life counter in it. Room for a play mat. I keep a pen in there in case anyone needs one, since I can't write. It's kind of rude to ask people if you can't do it yourself. I need to grab a new dice bag for this, since I used the other one in my Pauper box that you just saw. I have one made from Etsy, so I'll just throw that in there. So this right here, this is one of the small Sidewinders by Ultimate Guard. And of course, my hands aren't warm enough to do it today. This is one of the color changing deck boxes. You can kind of see it turning to white there. But these are super, super secure. Magnetic closures. So this one's for a regular sized 80 card deck. This is where I keep all my tokens for my decks and some extra sleeves. These are all in Dragon Shields because I do have some foil tokens in here. And I don't want my foils to look different. I've also got animated tokens from my Wormcoil engine. Some Rick and Morty ones from RK Post. There's my foil Jade token, You gotta have Jade Treasure since I'm Jade. It's a 3D token. It's probably not going to show up on video very well. One my wife got for me that's really cute. She wrote my name in there for me. More animated ones from Cardboard Crack. Glenn from Walking Dead. Here's my Necronomicon Clue token. So I'm not running my normal commander decks. I'm kind of taking a break from them. So this is my mono white that I've got right now. It's got Eternal Oketra. And then my other deck, my tokens, this is for Yiva, Nature's Herald. Got my little elf druids dressed up like trees, doing their cosplay. It's always good to have copy tokens in a commander deck. You never know what you're going to need a token for. And it's way better than just throwing dice on the table. Always make sure you got tokens for everything you run in your decks. So I'm just going to set that over to the side so I don't bore you with me putting it away. So this is one of my first decks. This is my mono white. Again, color changing deck box that my fingers aren't warm enough to change right now. This one changes from yellow to white. Since I play a lot of white decks, that's what I go with. These are all ultimate cards. This is the only one that's not color changing. The green one is too. And again, I don't know, my hand's chilly today, I guess. So these are all sleeved in Ultra Pro. Or not Ultra Pro, sorry, Dragon Shields. These are the matte art sleeves, the first generation they released. I really like the art sleeves because the art doesn't fade, they're completely opaque, like the Eclipse. But only a few of these, like this design and I think one other, has the matte coating. I don't know if I can get it to shine just right, but it's got a texture to it. The smooth ones I really don't like the way they feel, but these are much, much nicer. And I run a ton of foils in my commander decks. Like you can see, just top card of the deck was a foil. And you can see Dragon Shields, like, oh my god, that shimmer is beautiful. I mean, just going through the deck randomly, you can see all the shimmer. These just shuffle great. Here's a Masterpiece in one. They shuffle great, they feel great. I mean, there's a reason why the professor says these are among the best sleeves out there. If you run foils, definitely go with Dragon Shields. If you don't run foils, I would go with the Eclipse sleeves. That's just my personal thing. These are also all double sleeved. Let me set this down so I can show you. So I've recently gotten the new double sleeves that Dragon Shield has put out. These are the ones you can kind of make it out there in the corner, the ones that tuck into themselves. So there's essentially no way for water to make it inside. As Tyler can remember, sometimes people step on garlic packets from Papa John's and spray them all over cards. So it's good to have some extra protection on your expensive decks. That said, they add a lot of bulk to the cards, and I don't bother sleeving my basic lands. Here's one of my altars. I've cleared this with my play group. You can't do it for competitive play, but like for Commander and stuff like that, where you're just playing casually, most people don't really care. But it keeps the size of the deck down. Here's random Judge foil. It's absolutely gorgeous. Wish I could get that online. Masterpiece Elspeth, my favorite character in all of Magic. I know people get down on the rainbowy stuff like the From the Vault and these masterpieces, but I love the rainbow foiling. It's one of my favorite lands ever printed. Trying to catch the foil shimmer just right without the glare. Just gorgeous, gorgeous art on this print. I've been meaning to go through these and show off some of my random foils and alters and cool stuff in my actual paper decks. So you guys have probably seen me play this deck online. It's one of my more recent videos, the God Eternal Oketra. She's definitely one of the better mono white commanders, if not the best. It's just mono white's difficult to play, and you definitely need to know what you're doing to run mono white. Here's old school. This is the set that was out when I started playing Legends. Yeah, I'm that old school. Oh, this one's just beautiful. I'm such a sucker for foils. I was so glad when cards like this get reprinted in a master set because the foils get much cheaper. It's usually the time I jump on getting a foil, like same with Elesh Norn when she got reprinted. This card, oh my god, if you're playing white in Commander, make sure you have one. It's like Cyclonic Rift in white. Like, you usually don't care about the lands they're getting out of it because you usually use it to turn you in, at least in my experience. Again, I love From the Vault foiling. I don't know, it's just very pleasing to me. I just wish they didn't curl up on the edges. This is my favorite creature ever printed in Magic. Make her ability visible there. So this altar was done by a friend of mine. Most of them are done by my friend Lyrica. I don't know if she signed this one, but this was her third altar she ever did, and God, it still looks amazing. She's been great since day one with altars for me. Judge Foil Swords to Plowshares. My wife Rachel says this is the Tiger Woods swords. She says it looks like a guy playing golf. Another card I think should be in most commander decks. Mana fixes you early and gives you a Maze of Ith late game. Picked this up at a hole-in-the-wall shop for $3 way back in the day when it was still going for $25. Just love little stories on cards like that. Sometimes you just always remember where you get stuff from. Here's another one by Lyrica. There's her signature. If you guys watch Steven Universe, you totally get why this is on Tragic Arrogance. More masterpieces. Like, if I was showing you my regular decks, which is Teysa, the deck is pretty much all foils. But my opponents are getting a little sick of playing against it, so I thought I would mix it up a little and just go with some monocolor decks for a little bit. This is an altar done by Dan Scott at a Grand Prix. We agreed that Auric Champion looked way too much like Ahsoka Tano. We painted over the name, which means this isn't legal and sanctioned play, but for Commander it works just fine. So again, all these foils just look gorgeous in these sleeves. So that's my mono white deck. I'll skip the mono green just because this is running a little long, and pull open my Oathbreaker deck. Since this deck doesn't take up as much room, I've got it in a deck with its tokens. You can see this is what I'm running right now for Oathbreaker. Same tokens for all RK Post stuff, foil tokens. So this is an Eclipse sleeve, and there's a foil in here. And you can see it doesn't really shimmer that much. But if I pull it out of the sleeve and show you, see how much brighter that is? That's my beef with Eclipse sleeves, with my foil heavy decks. Let me set my camera down and I'll put it back in. And you can see again, it doesn't have that same level of shimmer to it. I was going to try and pull one out after I was done to show you this, but this is a really good example of why I don't use Eclipse on my main decks. Again, this is another foil one that just doesn't shimmer that well. some more cute stuff. I absolutely love anything with a pug on it. If you play Giant Ataphage, you need counters of Giant Ataphage. The foil is my original one, and the non-foils are tokens. So I keep track of them. So again, this deck is in Dragon Shields, but these are the regular matte sleeves. I really like this this lavender color. They're not 100% opaque, but they're opaque enough to where it's not really an issue. Here's one of my first altars by Lyrica on Ulamog. Ulamog and Pinkie Pie have a little bit in common. They both show up and they party hard and wreck shit. I'm in love with this altar. This is like one of my favorites. As you can see, foils are nice and shimmery. Here's my Grumpy Cat Force of Will, another by Lyrica. Lyrica doesn't like advertise that she does these. She just kind of does them for fun and for friends. I wish she did it professionally, but I know that's not very fulfilling for an artist. So again, you can see Dragon Shields definitely let the foils show their personality. Gold border Gaia's Cradle. If you look real close at the back in certain lights, you can kind of tell that this has a different back. But again, it's a casual format. No one really cares. There's my foil Ataphage. Merkpool signed Counterspell. I love the original art on Counterspell. More super shiny, shimmery foils. So I really wish Oathbreaker would come to Magic Online. I'd love to play this format online. But for the moment, I can only play it with my friends locally, but no big deal. At least I can play it. Here's my autographed Mana Drain. I was hoping I could get him to... so Mark Tedden's a big Star Wars fan, as am I. I mean, my name kind of gives that away. But he likes to alter these with Star Wars art. I was kind of hoping he'd put Kylo Ren on it. A friend took this to a convention he was at to get it signed for me, and he didn't have time to do the altar that day, so I'm kind of sad. I could have had a Kylo Ren Mana Drain. Really cool promotional foil Eternal Witness. Love the artwork on that. Gotta have your foil Cyclonic Rift. Most powerful board wipe and commander around Oathbreaker. I still need to get the Therese Nielsen Birds of Paradise. I think her art is still the best one. This is a gift from a friend when I lived in Oklahoma. I should have had him sign it before I moved away. He saw that this was in pretty much every deck I built, so he got me a pretty foil one. I find your non-basic lands unacceptable. I can't do his voice, unfortunately. My voice doesn't go that high. Promo Reliquary Tower, because why not? So yeah, I really wish this format would catch on enough to be on Magic Online, because it's a really fun format. I mean, sure, there's definitely easy ways for people to break the format, but that's pretty much every Eternal format. Yes, I'm one of those people that runs Sun Quan. Yeah, it's that. But yeah, this is a really fun format that, I don't know, it's just a different flavor of Commander that's a lot of fun to do. Another Dan Scott signed card. I met him at a Grand Prix. He was a really nice guy. Another one of my masterpieces, Consecrated Sphinx. I know people complain about reading these. I don't think they're that hard personally, but the people that complain are also the people that run Japanese, Chinese, and Russian cards. So, bitch, I can't even read your fucking cards at all. So stop complaining about my masterpieces. So yeah, again, Ultimate Guard cases, the Sidewinders. their big deck thing is really nice if you have a lot of decks and do you want them secure in your bag. Because I mean, if I just threw them in my backpack, they'd be bouncing all over each other and boxes would get damaged. So this is definitely a nicer way to carry them around. But again, don't use this by itself. The weight of everything you put in it can pop that flap open, and that's just something you don't want to deal with when you're out of the house. But yeah, this is the stuff I recommend basically. Just random, my dice that I use, I kind of collect this color of spin down. Let's set where these from again. These were from Dragons of Tarkir. I've got a couple of gold-plated dice. These are mostly plastic, but they do have a gold coating on the outside. I use these for counting how many times I've cast my commander because they look really fancy. I used to play HeroClix, and these were the dice I used when I played that game. And then just some dice of my favorite two colors, the purple and the cyan. But yeah, always have multiple types of dice because, like, +1/+1 counters, Planeswalker, things that get different kinds of counters. It's just good to be able to tell your counters apart. And then just for random things, like I've got 4 clue tokens. Like I've got these little Nicol Bolas 4-sider dies. These work really good for things that don't get too many counters. But yeah, that's basically a walkthrough my paper cards. Hope you guys found some of this useful, or just liked looking at the pretty cards I own. I'll see you guys next time.